Can I have your name and your role here at Radlett?
My name is Gurinder Sheena. I'm a tennis coach. I used to be the head coach, but I stepped down 2.5 years ago so I could go back into more into the on-court coaching.
And could you tell me a bit more about the on-court coaching?
Well, I coach all ages, from 2.5 up to 85 is my oldest lesson. The on-court coach is basically I just on-court and I feed balls and I rally and I try and work on their footwork, their stroke patterns, and try and make them a better player.
You've got a wonderful style of coaching and also in terms of tennis play. Would you like to explain or to capture what your style is?
It's very relaxed. I try and make my students feel comfortable, and we work at their pace.
And how would you like to move forward in terms of your role here or in terms of developing the club?
Well, my role is basically now, I used to be the head coach here, but I made a decision about 3 years ago that I wanted to cut back on that as I got into my 50s, and I just wanted to do a few hours on court each day.
Could you tell me a bit about the role of head coach? What did that involve and how did you develop the club?
How I developed it? It was from 2003 up to 2015. Generally, I tried to knit together people with like minds, younger coaches that I brought on, develop them. The teams, I helped sort out the men's teams, get them into a more of a high-profile position in the leagues. With the juniors, we brought juniors on when I first came here. In 2001, I just came here as a performance coach, and in 2003, when they needed a head coach, they asked me to step in on a temporary basis. I didn't really want to do it at the time, but I thought, okay, I'll help out, and then I quite enjoyed it, and I stayed for about 12.5 years. And I developed the club from only having 6 juniors in groups to nearly 200 at one point.
Amazing.
And we set it up with mini programs, junior programs, and performers. And the person who's taken over from me, I suppose I like to call myself his mentor because I brought him along.
And who is that?
Jordan Miles. Hate to say it, but he's a top coach. So I take credit for that as well because I developed him. But he's hopefully going to take this club into another level. He's improving the performance, but he's also improved all the other aspects of the club, like the over 60s play. He's brought in some younger coaches, his team, which is Chris and Laura, who's his fiance. He's apparently been engaged for 3 years, so he's quite slow in fixing a date. And it wouldn't surprise me if she dumps it for an older model like me, but there you go.
Could you tell me a bit about the team? A bit more about the team.
About the team, the coaches? Well, I don't know them that well, obviously, because my team was Jordan, Mark and Nathan and a few others along the way in all the years. But Jordan's brought in his own people that he wanted. Anthony, Searle and myself are the old boys, and we sort of on the periphery, and then he's got his new team, if you like, Laura, his fiance. High-level player, handles all the minis and performance. And then he's brought in another chap called Chris, who's also a very good performance coach, looking after the junior program. And Jordan oversees it as a director of coaching now, so that's his title. And he has knitted together a really good team and developing it to take it further.
How would you describe your team? Is there a big difference between your team and Jordan's team today?
Well, my team was Jordan, Mark, Paul McCard, who's now in New Zealand, Anthony, and yeah, we were very relaxed coaches. Jordan's more into developing the performance side, but he hasn't neglected the other parts. He's doing really well with it all, and he's expanding the group. He's gone more into schools than I did, and he's developing it, and it's looking very, very good for the future.
Do you think Radlett's got a chance of becoming a high performance centre in the future?
Well, I believe that's Jordan's aim, but high performance centre or upper performance centre, as they call them these days, is more to do with the LTA's funding criteria. They tend to have only about 20 or 30 around the country. So for Radlett to get it, somebody would have to lose their funding. So it's whether he does it privately, but he's doing really well. He's got some really strong juniors coming through, and even more stronger minis. So he's going to be in a more stronger and stronger position as the years go on.
great success for Radlett.
Yeah, let's hope. Fingers crossed. He's going the right way.
In terms of moving forward, are you arranging any international events for members?
Me personally, no. Jordan and Laura and Chris, they organise their performance juniors to go to Spain to play and train in Spain for 10 days every summer, and I believe they're going to set up another session at Easter. So they're going to go twice a year. Myself, I'm trying to organise a more of a relaxed holiday, come play tennis and golf session for ladies only, I'm afraid, at Easter as well, but that's completely different.
In terms of your legacy, how would you like to be remembered?
As a nice, relaxed coach, developed a few players. More importantly, a lot of the kids I've coached are now running centres. Like I've got a couple of coaches in Australia, one in New Zealand, coaching at high levels. Jordan here. I've got Mark in club in Wimbledon. Another one in Hitchin. They're all head coaches, and they're all doing really well. And I feel I've helped them a lot develop their style of play and their coaching.
Many congratulations, G.
Thank you.
And the legacy left, what do you think are the hallmarks of G at Radlett?
Well, you'll see Radlett grow, Jordan, hopefully going forward, and hopefully then he'll pass it on to the next coach and develop it even more. Radlett is a big club, a sleeping big club, because it needs to get back to where it used to be in the 80s, and it's on its way.
It's been a pleasure, G.
Thank you.
Thank you.